Welcome to Hobbypalooza 2025. Hello everyone, I'm Orlando from A Collector's Dream, and I'm honored this year to be your Hobbypalooza ambassador. This year, we're once again proud to support Signatures for Soldiers, a non-profit helping disabled veterans through the power of sports autographs. As you know, we're accepting donations all weekend long, and for every $10 that you donate, you'll earn one raffle entry for some amazing prizes. The preferred way to donate is through Zelle in your banking app to the email jekofma@yahoo.com, JECOFFMA@yahoo.com. If Zelle is not an option, use PayPal Goods and Services to the same email. Let's go ahead and beat last year's total of over $5,800. This hour of Hobbypalooza is brought to you by the Penny Sleever, who are generously donating 10% of this week's sales at thepennysleever.com to Signatures for Soldiers. The Penny Sleever, as you know, has top quality supplies at fair prices. Enjoy the show and have some fun.
All right, welcome collectors to an 8th and very special live episode of 5 cards every collector should own. I'm your host, John, the 3D80s Kid, and this is a series that I was inspired to put together partially to let anyone out there who wants to be a part of it, whether or not you have a channel, don't have a channel, if you have the ability to get onto StreamYard with us and be on this show, you can be a part of it. All you have to do is send an email to 4collectors@yahoo.com. That's FOUR collectors@yahoo.com. Say you want to be a part of this. I'll throw you in the queue. We still have a few more episodes in the backlog of people to show on this series. So it is not over. It's going to keep going as long as there's interest. So the other part of it is I also wanted to bring attention to the fact that it does not have to be a very expensive card to be an awesome card. And that's why, as part of the rules for this 5-card series, the folks need to bring 4 cards that are approximately $100 or less to be their first cards to show. Because, you know, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars for a card to look awesome. The majority of the cards you see behind me are less than $100. So last card everyone will show is no budget limit, as in this is the card theoretically that is worth saving up for. And without further delay, let's bring on our guests, all of whom volunteered for the show. These all folks happen to be folks with channels. That we are starting with Ken and Mark, who share a channel called Vintage Card Voyage. Welcome, Ken. Welcome, Mark.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great to have you on 4 Collectors for the first time. So
appreciate the invite.
And up next, we also have RJ Collects Sets. Welcome, RJ.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. All right. So we've got quite a few folks in the chat. Feel free as we're going along to chime in with any cards that you love and give them support on screen here. So without further delay, let's kick things off. Ken, you got your first card ready?
Yeah, I do. So the first card I want to show is 1953 Bowman. It's Roy Campanella.
There you go.
And kind of talks a little bit to how I collect. I am not somebody who needs a 9 or a 10. I'm totally fine with vintage cards being a 2, a 1, authentic. In fact, I'll kind of look for that because I know it'll be at a more budget territory. But I just think, you know, multiple MVP award winning Roy Campanella, and you can get this card for about $100.
Nice pick. That's a beautiful card. That was the first card I actually bought in 53 Bowman that drew me into that set. Yeah. Adding Hall of Famers for it for a while. Decided to swap out with a different Campanella, but still love the look of that card. But great way to kick things off. His channel partner Mark, you're up next.
Great, thank you, John. So my first one is Mr. Ricky Henderson. The story behind this card is, when I got into collecting in the early 80s, I was in Hawaii. I grew up in Hawaii. And I actually met up with my mom took me to the University of Hawaii to meet up with a collector who was, I think, a grad student at that point. And he ended up buying, I sold him a Henderson rookie card. I think I sold it for like $10, I think, at that point. And I was so excited because it's like, wow, I can actually do this. I can sell cards for money and, whatever. And I proved to my mom that this wasn't just me, like, buying things that are worthless, whatever. But then obviously soon regretted the fact that I had sold it for only $10. But ended up getting obviously one afterwards, and I've had since then got a couple more as well. But anyways, I love Ricky Henderson. He's one of my favorite players, and it probably is my favorite card, I think, ever, because of the story behind it, and ended up actually getting to draw it as well for my Drawn to Cards newsletter, which is very cool. So
that is great. All right, RJ, you're up.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment. I wanted to make sure everybody knew I was very honored that John invited me to be on Hobby Palooza. Watched it for years, and then I realized I got an invitation to be on Hobby Palooza. And then I watched John's preview show where he said, yeah, he's going to have this, and the individuals that are there just happened to be next in the queue. And then my self-worth just kind of dropped to the floor because I realized he didn't invite me. I just happened to be next on his list. So, but anyway,
trying to be fair.
No, but the cards I'm going to show, I really tried to think of what your statement was. Cards everybody should own. So every card I'm going to show, first of all, it has to be possible for everybody to own it. So it has to be plentiful. And secondly, it has to be one that everybody would want to own, possibly. In other words, I don't want to necessarily show off a star player or this great player. So the first card I'm showing off, the 1991 Score flag card. All right. I just thought this was so great. And in all honesty, this card is a 10-cent card. If you buy the Score set, I think you can get the entire 1991 Score set for 10 cents. But in a PSA 10, this card goes for about $50. I researched it, and right now there are two on eBay for like $45. So with shipping, it'll cost you $50 in a PSA 10. But I just think the Score card, the flag, is a really cool card to have in your collection. And I think it's one that everybody would appreciate.
All right. That is a great one. Looks like I'm having the same problem Sammy had in the last hour. I guess I'm going to need to go to solo views if I'm going to share comments moving forward. But so let me swap myself at least for now. All right. For my first card, I am doing a theme that if anybody's got a prediction of what my theme is as I go along, feel free to, guess that in the comments. But I am going to also start out with Mr. Henderson, and that would be this card here, the 1982. I acquired this card through a second place win in Picker Jim's VR a year or two ago. That was the one where he had community people giving cards for prizes, and I won second prize, which was 25 stars and Hall of Famers. So it graded a 9 when I got it graded, which was a surprise. Which, even then, a 9 in this card, it still is maybe $35, $40. But this was my choice for him because when he was in this stance, this was him striking fear in the pitcher, the catcher, whoever was going to cover second base, not if, but when he stole it. So just classic pose there with him. I mean, so.
They say one of the reasons Ricky was one of the best Steelers is he got off to a full speed so quickly.
Oh, yeah. He was blazing fast, but all right, let me swap us out now to here, and then we will go solo screen. I forgot, you guys feel free to give us some more background info on your channels as you go around this round the horn. So since all of you do have a channel that links down below for these guys, so you should check them out. But so Ken, a little about your channel, and then what's card number 2 for you?
Yeah, just first thing with our channel, it's called Vintage Card Voyage because me and Mark found each other. We're both in the San Francisco Bay Area, and we both kind of love vintage cards and noticed that the trend is going very modern, lots of numbered, autographed, and patch cards. And we just love the vintage stuff. So we wanted to create a channel where we talk about cards. We talk about all kinds of cards, but we have so much in common in terms of the love of the hobby and how it's been a big part of our lives. So we just pick a whole bunch of topics that we'd like to talk about, a lot of baseball. But for my next card, I'm going to show a card that actually it's like a couple dollar card probably. But it's special to me because I started getting into TTMing, and these guys do charge. But if you send to Raleigh and to Jim and to Ryan Guidry, I think it'll cost you like $45 in fees. So it's still under $100 card. I just love it because it feels like a one-of-one card.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, let's Ken, you got any more to add or no, not Ken. Sorry, Mark. Any more to add about what you guys do?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously, so as Ken mentioned, we met a while ago, and actually it was funny. We met, I was doing an informational interview with him, and we just realized I mentioned something about having to collect cards, and he mentioned that he does as well. And so we just met up, and it became like obvious that we wanted to do something on media about cards, and this became the obvious choice. And so, yeah, it's really just we do a lot of. I recently did a collection, or I bought a collection on an estate sale, and so did kind of a review of the different cards that I got, and so that was a fun little exploration into a different category that we normally don't do. Anyways, and so no, it's been a lot of fun, and we look forward to like continuing to do it and explore different topics and categories. So my next card is 1978 Burger King Jack Morris. I am a lifetime Detroit Tiger fan, and it was probably him and Alan Trammell were my two favorite Tigers in the 80s when I was collecting. And I love this card specifically because obviously his rookie card is one where he's, it's 4 players, including him. And so this is a true, a rookie card with him by himself. And that's why I love about it. And also I got this actually from my cousin in Michigan, where I had grown up, where I was born and left when I was 5. But we would visit every year to visit family. And I visited my cousin, and he had his card collection was and is incredible. Literally millions of cards, I'm pretty sure. And he gifted me this set of the Burger King set from the 1978 set, knowing I love the Tigers as well. And so that was incredibly meaningful to me. So yeah, that's the story.
Well, I hate Jack Morris. Sorry, not for his Tiger stint. It was happened to be 1991 Game 7. That's my beef with him. So
you and Mike Junkbike's Hero, I know, has a beef with him as well, but it's okay.
All right, RJ, you're up next. So you can tell us a little bit about your channel first. It'd be great.
I have that Jack Morris rookie card with 4 players on it, but I refer to it as the Larry Anderson rookie card, being from Philadelphia. So, as far as my channel is concerned, RJ collects sets. Obviously, big Mike Schmidt fan. Do that. And again, I focus on sets, Phillies, and Mike Schmidt. Been doing the channel for about 5 years now. Been collecting since '78 was my first year. So, but got really back into this, obviously, like so many other people did during COVID. So, but that's me. My second card, again, trying to find one that everybody should own and would want to own. This man spans two sports. It's an iconic card. So the 1991 Upper Deck SP Michael Jordan card. One of the great things about this is it was the first Jordan baseball card. There are a lot of others that came out in the prevailing years. Great picture of MJ on the back. It was the first of the SP series. They did 2 a year for 3 years. I don't know why they stopped. They did. This card's about. I always, like I said, I looked it all up. There's about $15 raw these days, ballpark. PSA 9 will get you about $75 if you want to get it slabbed. 10s are going for about 500, so that wouldn't qualify. But again, I just think this is an iconic card that everybody should own, and Michael kind of transcends sport in a way as an iconic cultural phenomenon.
That was a huge chase card in '91. There, my last year of collecting. I never got one, but awesome pick. All right. I'm up with my second card. RJ is going to approve of this one for sure. This would be the greatest third baseman of all time, without a doubt. I personally opted for this card that has a great shot of him versus, the 75 is decent, but I always remember him with the stash. So I had to go with a stash pick for Schmitty there. So
what was the grade you got on that, John?
This one was an 8, which
okay.
It's like the cost of grading.
No, but I remember Theo. Remember that the little debate you and Theo had showed a card that outgrades you, and I think we had this discussion about my 9.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yep. That is my teasing of Theo about his 71 Clemente was what spurred that. Yeah, his rebuttal. So
that was a lot of fun.
All right. We are on to card number 3 now for Ken.
Yeah, so because of what RJ picked, I'm going to switch up what I was going to do. This is a card I recently found and had no idea existed. And this is a LeBron James SP card in an Upper Deck series, and he's playing baseball. So I also love the GOATs if they are captured in another sport. So I did get this graded, but when I originally bought it, I bought it for about $50. So I think this is a great card.
I have never seen that one before.
That's awesome. So let the chat debate who is the GOAT, Jordan or LeBron, okay?
I have the feeling which way that's going to go. It's going to be blowing winds out of Chicago in that chat. So
Jordan for me, for sure.
There you go.
Agreed.
There's no doubt. I mean,
yeah,
the difference in the just to be even in the GOAT conversation, it's someone that almost requires you to be almost a dick. To be blunt. You can't be nice to your opponents.
Yeah.
And be the greatest at something. So
sadly, it's true in competitive sports for sure.
Yeah. So, which he didn't. LeBron's too many guys' buddies. I mean,
do you guys consider LeBron number 2?
No,
I don't.
I'm more of a peak guy. So, I mean, I put Bird still over him. I put Magic over him.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys wanted to kill their opponents, and yeah, well, you saw even the Olympics. Kobe was the alpha of the Olympic team they were both on, and it wasn't close.
Yeah.
So. I'm a baseball only guy, so I can't really intelligently weigh in on this one. So
yeah, you can tell I've watched a lot of basketball, but yeah. So all right. We are on to card number 3 for Mark here. So
yeah, so this one, this is the Reggie Jackson rookie card, though, from Milton Bradley. It is a VGEX4, I should say, PSA. And the story behind this is that I had a Milton Bradley set. Somehow I'd gotten it as a kid, and I do not remember what I did. Either I sold it or traded it, and was so like upset when I got back into the hobby that I didn't have it anymore, because that was like, I was a huge student. I was a baseball history like nerd when I was a kid. And I loved, that's why I'm, into vintage now, and why I was into vintage then. And the fact that I had like a set of cards from like before the 1970s blew my mind in a way. And then for whatever reason, I must have sold it, got a good price on it or something, and I didn't have it. I was like, wow, I need to get it. And so a year ago, I went onto eBay and was able to find that set. Basically, I bought that set and also the 1970s set. So anyways, that was, I love those sets because they're just kind of like, they're different, and it's an affordable Reggie Jackson rookie card. So
yeah, I've never seen that one before myself. So definitely a young baby-faced Reggie on that one.
Yes.
All right. RJ, you are up next. Let's get you there.
I got to quickly share my Reggie Jackson story with you guys, because only sports card collectors can appreciate this one. So I used to work with an older surveyor who said he went to high school with Reggie Jackson, and every once in a while he'd bring in the high school picture. He had his high school team picture, and sure enough, Cheltenham High, class of 60 something or other, and there he was. He was there, him and Reggie Jackson. So I'm a big autograph collector. Reggie Jackson's coming to the Valley Forge Convention Center, where it wasn't the Philly show, but it was something else at the time. And I say, hey, Charlie, Reggie's going to be here. Do you want to go? And he actually decided to go. So I got there after him. He was there for a while before I got there. He's never been to a card show. He's not a collector. He just happened to play ball with Reggie. So he's walking around table to table. So if you're a dealer, and here comes this old guy, said he used to play ball with Reggie, and then he whips out an original high school team photo of Reggie. He was a celebrity. Charlie was walking around talking to all these dealers. So we eventually get in line, and I went ahead of him so I could get my ball signed and stand off to the side. And this was before iPhones. So I had an old flip phone that could take a picture. I want to make sure I got a picture. He goes up there, and he goes, hi, Reggie. I'm not sure if you remember this picture. And he hands him the picture, and he says, that's me. And he points, and he tells him his name. Reggie can't remember his name, but Charlie couldn't remember half the kids in the picture anyway. You just don't remember all your high school teammates or whatever. They get to talking. And if you've ever been to a line on an autograph show, you hand the guy the thing, he signs it, and they move you along. He spent 15 minutes talking to Reggie in the middle of that line. And the favorite conversation they had, Charlie was talking about how, oh, you remember this place you used to hang at? You used to work down here at this ice cream shop. And Reggie said, what? Oh, yeah, such and such an ice cream shop. Remember that? And Reggie goes, oh, I didn't work there. I just hung out there all the time. So it was like, I know a guy who knew a guy who knew Reggie, kind of thing. So that was my Reggie Jackson story. Anyway.
All right. Cool.
My next card is going to be another one out of left field. No one's expecting this, but again, it's a card that everybody can acquire, and it's an iconic baseball legend that everybody should want. From 1991, it is the Ziploc Charlie Brown card. Ziploc back in 1991 put out a 9-card set. I got the whole set. Here's your Snoopy. The whole 9-card set of Peanuts characters. And everybody's a Charlie Brown fan. If you're a baseball fan, you loved the Peanuts cartoons with all of Charlie's misadventures in baseball. And this card, believe it or not, it's not like a 10-cent card. It is a $10 card raw, believe it or not. The whole set can be had for about $50, mostly because I think more along the lines of Peanuts characters are very popular in baseball, but it's just a fantastic example of what we love about baseball. Charlie Brown being a pitcher. So that is my card number 3.
I haven't figured out John's theme yet, but it seems like you have a 1991 theme going so far.
Yeah, it will deviate from that, but yeah.
Is that a Charlie Brown rookie card? That's what I'm curious about.
It's funny. In 2014, there's a fan fest followed the All-Star game, and in 2014 there was a redemption, and you could get an All-Star game logo card with Charlie Brown on it. They had the thing in the background. I looked it up. You can still get them. They're not inexpensive because they were redemptions. You had to turn in like packs of like wrappers from the All-Star Fans Fest cards or something like that to get this one. And I saw a graded copy of that 2014 card for like $150. So if you're a big Peanuts fan, there's other things. In fact, in 1992, the next year, there was a company that put out a 400 card set of the Peanuts characters. It was a comic set, and there were a handful of baseball themed ones in that set. If you're really crazy about your Peanuts and baseball, just in case.
Well, Hugo, Signs of the Pastime, saying that's a more affordable option than the 1970 Dolly Madison. So
I'll trust you on that one.
Okay. And apparently here, Boston fan looked up Charlie Brown on Baseball Reference here. So 13.56 ERA and a negative 3.6 WAR.
He's being generous. I think his ERA was higher.
It says his favorite sandwich was a peanut butter and jelly on the back of the card, though.
He's probably better at baseball than football, I imagine.
There you go.
Yeah, I'd imagine. Yeah. Although I kind of blame his holder.
He was well-intentioned.
Yeah. So, all right. I am up next with card number 3, and that is going to be now this guy was most famous for being on a team where they were very good, and then he joined it, and he was the extra spark that kicked these guys into many people considering them potentially the greatest team ever assembled. And it was the addition of him at the top of the order, getting on base with a very high percentage, majorly contributing to that. And I have represented him here with the 1974 Topps, and that is Mr. Joe Morgan. I would call the best post-World War II second baseman. For sure. So,
yeah.
Yeah, this card here, I mean, his card, you can get his rookie in a halfway decent grade for under $100 even. He is criminally undervalued. Yeah. So, but
just like Harold Baines.
Yeah.
Slightly different careers.
All right.
So
we're up to card number 4. Ken, let's get you soloed up for your next one.
So this next one might be controversial based on the price point, but it has special meaning to me. So I'm a big basketball card collector. And if you look carefully, this is the original card that has been perforated, because I was a kid and I didn't know. So I perforated this card. I think a lot of people did that. And you can still buy the solo panels. I think the bird solo panel is kind of expensive, but you probably can put it together for $100. Anyway, so that is a big mistake for me. And I wonder if other people had made similar mistakes.
I'll give you a story on that rookie card right there. I bought a collection of cards from somebody many years ago, and I'm not a basketball collector at all. And I saw that card. Now, it wasn't that card. It was the league leader one that's similar because Bird's on the left, right? Okay. And again, I looked at it and I saw a league leader card. Oh, that can't be worth much. And I literally, I think on Facebook Marketplace, I just put out there a feeler and I said, does anybody want these cards? I don't have any interest in basketball cards. So I gave it away. and I'm telling you, it was in pristine condition.
Hmm.
It was white borders, crisp and sharp. I have no idea what that league leader card goes for in a high grade, but I didn't care about it. It's basketball. It doesn't fit in anything. I just gave it away. So
Yeah, that's I actually the first basketball card set I bought was 81-82, which I remember it was actually 1985 or 86 when I bought it. It was in a catalog from Pacific Trading Cards, the company that later made their own cards.
Yeah.
Back then they were a distributor of cards, and I had the option of buying that set I got or that 80-81, and I'm like, I want to play with these. Well, what am I going to do with these 3 card panel things? So, yeah, I chose the 81-82. So, because it was 85 because it predated the Fleer, and then they had the star cards in that catalog, but those cost. I was able to get 81-82 set in 85 for I think $15.
Yeah.
And the starter set to get the whole set of players was close to $100 at that point. So, because you had to buy all the separate team bag thing. So,
yeah. And me and Mark we debate on our channel about rookie card combinations. Like, what's the best rookie card? You have the 4-panel or 3-panel. This has got to be the best rookie combination. Those two.
Oh yeah, multiplayer rookie. I mean, you're talking about Mount Rushmore guys in basketball. I mean, those are the 2 guys that made it so that the NBA Finals was not on tape delay.
Right.
Basketball was a lower tier sport to baseball and football until the 80s. I mean, the Super Bowl era rose football into matching baseball at that point, but then basketball didn't get in the same tier until like the 90s, thanks to those guys. So, but yeah, good card. All right, Mark, you're up next. So.
All right. So number 4 for me is a George Brett rookie, though, as you can see, it's a PSA 3 and therefore allows it to be under $100. This one I love because it's so quintessentially the 70s. I love this. This is one of my favorite sets, if not my favorite set, I think, for baseball. And when I was a kid, I wanted this card, but it was like just out of the realm of possibility of me being able to afford it with whatever budget I had. It was like $20 or $30. Like, no way I can buy something like that. That's too much, or whatever it was. And so I just always wanted it. And then a couple of years ago, I bought it actually off of Goodwill and found like it along with like a Yount and some other things. And like, so it was a pretty cheap purchase at that point, and then obviously graded and got a lower grade, but still worth it, I think. So.
Classic card. I mean, it was early nominated to Ray from Philly, who had the earlier show with the Baseball Card Hall of Fame. It's been in there for a few years. I think the Yount recently joined it thanks to the Dylan push on the community. So
he loves that card.
Yeah. I hate that Brett commands such a premium over Yount. You know, that they both have 3,000 hits. They both played their entire career with one organization. You know, Yount actually has 2 MVPs, doesn't he? And Brett only has 1.
Yeah,
I mean, you could say their careers were equally. They both played in low market teams. I don't get why Brett commands such a premium over Yount. I don't know.
Ken and I had a discussion about Schmidt versus Brett for the 80s. Kind of.
Well, there's no discussion there.
I know you're not biased. I understand.
I think Brett had a bit bigger personality for sure. I mean, then they had the more playoff exposure. I mean, the Brewers had nothing except for 82 when they lost to the Cardinals. So
Brett had the hemorrhoids. Yeah, I get it.
A little more pine tar. Yeah.
Brett had the year where he was flirting with 400. He batted 390 that year. He was more in the public eye, I think.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. by far. I mean, even though he's, Yount being a shortstop and then later a center fielder, the position value with somebody that could hit like that, should have made him more prominent. But Milwaukee, I think, did him in. So,
Yeah.
Mark, I didn't show it, but this was on my honorable mention. And this is actually a mini. I grew up in Michigan, and for whatever reason, they had minis there.
All right. Good stuff. RJ, you're next with card number 4.
All right, I'm going back to I'm going traditional on you guys this day, so nothing, nothing out of the ordinary, out of the realm of expectancy. So again, cards that are plentiful that everybody can have, and one that honors a man that everybody should want to honor. 1959 Topps, Roy Campanella, the symbol of courage card. Again, raw. This card is I've written down here $25 raw. I saw it. This one's a PSA 3. It cost me $80 when I bought it. I just think, again, everybody knows the Roy Campanella story. I mean, who knows how much greater esteem we would have held him in if he had been able to complete his playing career. He had 3 MVPs by the time the accident happened. Now, again, he's one of those players that did transcend from the Negro Leagues into the major leagues. And he had a little bit more time in the Negro Leagues than, say, Hank Aaron or Willie Mays. He was a little older than them. So maybe he wouldn't have made it all the way into to the 70s. But, it's just he's a kind of guy everybody should talk about. And it's interesting. It's if you read the back, it's one of those, you all know the way things in the 70s were said and spoken, the way you would hear your teachers or the movies or, people doing speeches in the 70s. This is very 50s era, I should say, very 50s era speech about Roy Campanella, but it's still a great card.
Oh, yeah. And well, you're saying he lost some of his prime years to still be in the Negro League. So if integration happens sooner, who knows where he is statistically? And, it might be the conversation that, Campy was the greatest of all time as opposed to Bench. Well, of course, you got Josh Gibson in the argument now, too. So,
But the guy named Philly Joe mentioned that Roy was from Philly. Hey, Joe, I got a book on my shelf that's called Philadelphia's Favorite Sons. It's about all the different players who were in the major league, the stars who came from Philly. So, yes, I knew that Roy was from Philadelphia originally.
I mean, the guy won 3 MVPs anyways, which is what, as a catcher, only matched by Yogi Berra?
Yeah.
So
in 5 or 6 years, I think the 3 MVPs came.
The both of them were real close together. Both of them, they're MVPs. Yeah.
So, yeah, great pick there. All right, for my next card, I am going with a guy who was so good, but happened to be overshadowed because the era he was in had folks like Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, Mickey Mantle, but he was right there behind them, just a smidge. And as a result, now he is such a value in our hobby. And I have what I view as his best looking card. And it's actually made an appearance by 2 other people on this show previously, but not by me. It is the 1959 Topps Mr. Frank Robinson.
Nice card.
Beauty.
This is one of those cards I bought where it said a 4 grade, and I'm like, what is wrong with the card? Almost like nothing. So I did pay what you would call over comps on this because it was so nice looking, but was still $60.
It's a great example of buying the look of the card, not the grade.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Such a great player too.
I mean, I always get offended when people start talking about great great outfielders of the 50s, and no one mentions Richie Ashburn. Now, come on. Richie Ashburn had more hits than anybody in the decade of the 50s.
well, you got those three New York guys overshadowing him and getting all the media coverage, right?
Yeah, all he did was go out and hit the ball. Richie.
Yeah, but he didn't hit the home runs and chick stick the long ball.
He played for the Phillies, and chick stick people who win. So that's why he did. That's why no one remembers Richie. So
all right, great picks for everybody. Does anybody have a guess yet in the chat as far as what my theme is for today? But we have reached the point now where the leash is off. There is no limit to how much the card can be worth, and the person can explain why it's worth saving up for whatever they've got here. So, all right, Ken, you are up first.
Okay, so this is a card I got from a guy probably a lot of people know, Garrett Wells at Ballpark Memories.
Oh yeah, great dealer.
And he had this on his Facebook page one day, and I couldn't resist. It's just it's a beautiful Mickey Mantle. I do like the food sets. This is a Red Heart. I think it's dog food set. But it's just a beautiful background. It didn't get a great grade, but I wasn't that worried about it. It's over $1,000 now, this kind of card. I think I got it for less when I bought it. But yeah, it's just, you can't be a baseball card collector and not have Mickey in your collection. And it's probably my favorite Mickey.
It's a gorgeous card.
Yeah, I have a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle in my collection.
Ooh.
It's the Kmart from 1982. Just saying.
Yeah, if I was willing to spend more on him, I might have gone for that one. I really love it. As far as I agree with you that it's his best looking card. So
a lot of people love that card because it is a lot of people think it's one of his more pretty cards, really.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. To me, the 52, it's just got a weird facial expression, and the bat looks kind of weird. The things that bother me on it, but he's got a great smile on that card.
Yeah.
So, yes, glorious. Good choice. All right, Mark, you are up next.
So I don't know if I guess cheating a bit or not, but I didn't actually buy this card. But it is, I think, pretty valuable and a great card. It's the K-Line rookie, SGC 3. And I actually got this earlier this year. I had some health challenges recently, and my wife's cousin is a collector as well, and he decided I've been doing a K-Line run, and that was one I was saving up for, was the rookie, and he happened to have it, and another one, a better grade with that one, and so he decided to give me this one as a gift for me because of the challenges I've been facing, because he knew it would be meaningful to me, and so it was in fact very meaningful. So yeah, that's my card.
Spectacular gift.
Yeah.
Wow. And love the deep red color on that. I mean, that's yeah.
52 Mantles. I mean, 54 Tops has a lot of great color.
It's a beautiful card. Yeah. Obviously, off center left to right, but it's just still a great card. I love it.
That's where in my collection right behind me, I opted for the 55 that also has that really nice red as well. And the same headshot.
Yeah.
So,
right.
Great pick of Mr. Tiger. So.
Yes, and as a lifetime Detroit Tiger fan, I had to have that. I would, a Cobb is the next eventual purchase, but that'll take a while. So,
yes,
that's on my list right now. There's a specific Cobb I'm saving up for. So
yeah.
All right. RJ, you are up with your final card.
All right. I do not own this card. I do not have it in my possession, but I have an image of it that I'm going to share. And Mark, you had said offline you're a fan of baseball history, so you can appreciate this card. If you can't get the card, you can get the image more readily, even a period image of the card, because there's a publication called Harper's Weekly back in the 1800s, which was kind of like the New York Times of the day, and they were always printing things. So the card, I think, I would love to own, and I think you should get it if you can. From 1869, the Peck and Snyder Cincinnati Red Stockings, I should say. So here's just a picture of this one. This is an image I got from an SGC Authentic of that card, okay? And in a heritage auction or a recent auction, might have been a Robert Edwards auction, the card in the authentic grade went for $55,000. It is not an inexpensive card. It's one of those that it's impossible to find. And even the Harper's Weekly images are can be pricey, like original Harper's Weekly publications have a lot of value to them, but it's obviously the first professional baseball team. And these were issued. I mean, the image on the front was pretty much the same, but they had a lot of different advertising backs, different ways. Peck and Snyder, which I think was like a general store kind of a place, like the Sears Roebuck of its day. Don't quote me on that, but there's a lot of different advertising backs to it. And again, because it's the first professional baseball team, I think it has a lot of historical value as well as card collecting value. So I just thought it was a great, something I would love to have.
Yeah, I mean, how many even copies exist of that? It can't be very many. So
yeah, there was a story. I'm not sure if anybody else remembers this one. It was close to 10, 15 years ago. Some elderly lady found that in her possessions from somebody and put it up online for sale on eBay. I think she wanted I think she wanted it for like $100 or something like that. And then she was bombarded by people who said, "Don't you understand what you have?" And she was lucky enough to pull it off and sell it through an auction house somewhere. But yeah, it's not easy to come by.
Oh, it's nice that people actually did that. I'm
Yeah.
shocked that somebody wouldn't try to snag it. So
that reminds me of a book that I read. I think it's called "If I Never Get Back."
One of the best books ever.
You read it, okay?
Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, about a guy who travels back in time, to the 1869 Red Stockings, and travels with them or whatever. And
one of the funniest passages in the book, if you can recall it, is he's up there and he's batting, and he thinks to himself, he's going to lay down the perfect bunt, and he does. He lays down this perfect bunt and runs, and everybody just stands there, stared at him like, "What did this guy just do?" Because people didn't bunt in the early days of baseball. You just didn't do that. You're up there to hit. And he was all proud of himself until he realized what he had done. It was a great book.
Yeah, loved it.
All right, great choice there. While we reach this point, a reminder, donate to Signatures for Soldiers if you haven't. There's going to be great prizes we'll be giving away on the wrap-up show at the end of the night, tomorrow night. Prizes include the artwork you saw being created this morning, as well as Leighton Sheldon, who has a show tomorrow night, has offered up $250 eBay shopping spree on his online store. So that's an awesome prize. Every $10 gets you an entry. And then also Penny Sleever, thepennysleever.com. Hobby PL25 gets you 10% off, and 10% of sales from now till the 23rd go towards the charity as well. So
I just bought myself a bunch of PSA slab bags from the Penny Sleever today. So I honestly didn't have any slab bags at all. I just use team bags when they'll fit for on my PSA cards right now.
All right. Meanwhile, in the chat, has anybody guessed what my thing was? I had Robinson, Morgan, Schmidt, and Henderson.
Yeah, the only guess I had was that they were all MVPs, but I can't imagine it was that simple.
It's not that simple. It's based off of a career statistic. There's my hint. So there's a limited number of people who have reached this level of a career statistic. So, all right. So for my last card, the not specific to this card specifically, because I know everyone's going to have their own personal favorite, but it just felt like entering this hobby that who would not want to have a playing days card of the most famous baseball player of all time. And that's where I made it my mission a year ago. I actually won this card in an auction the evening of Hobby Palooza last year when the auction closed. I was live on Sammy's Thunder's channel when it happened in a just after show he was doing. And I was so wound up from Hobby Palooza that I wasn't ready to go to bed. So yeah, let me solo my excuse to show this card again. This is my copy of Mr. Babe Ruth. Now, he has some far more economical options if you're not averse to oversize or foreign issues. There's always the Sanella, which you can get for somewhere 500-ish, a really nice looking copy. There's even a smaller, the 1929, I normally know off the top of my head, but it's slipping my mind, a British issue that is a horizontal card.
One that's kind of like an illustration. It's like kind of like a drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember. I know what you're talking about. I've seen, you might have shown me images of that on your channel before.
Yeah, I did a Babe Ruth show of all his various cards and about how much it would cost for you to get them that I went through. So
yeah, the problem with the strip cards are good if they're cut well. But a lot of times the cut is really, really bad. But
yeah, and that's
nice.
where over 50% of strip cards end up with this grade, authentic min size.
Yeah.
And I know Greg recently said on a show he generally doesn't like strip cards. I don't like them because the artwork is poor on most of the rest of them. Mm-hmm. There are only a couple sets like this one that still look like the players. So that's where I went with it. So
still it's a nice looking affordable Ruth.
Yeah, it's that one was still had some zeros with not a one in front, but you know, there are more economical options. I thought it was worth saving up for a special one for me. So Churchman's is Jake. It's normally off the top of my head, but you know, I'm a little busy with this weekend, so the words are not coming as easily. So, but yeah, we are almost near the end here. So any last thoughts wrap around? Ken, any words for the folks at home?
No, I was going to guess your theme was they all played with Pete Rose, but Ricky didn't play with him. So,
well, an added clue is Babe Ruth is the all-time leader in this statistic.
Somebody in the chat was getting it. I don't know if you saw the chats go by. Somebody in the chat got it, I think.
I was going to guess, was it 1,500 runs?
There it is from Hugo.
No, it's a WAR.
Oh, they all are over 100 WAR, which is a very select group of people.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people don't realize how good Joe Morgan was.
Yeah.
Or Mike Schmidt.
I think they also got above 1,500 runs, all of them, but
yeah, probably, but that wasn't what I was targeting specifically. So
how many players are over 100 WAR?
I think it was only in the upper
20,
teens.
Yeah, 20 maybe even at the most, if you include pitchers.
So
that who was it? Remember that there's that famous comment about people who don't like the war always make the the comparison I'm going to say. They always say, I never think war is a particularly great statistic when you realize that Lou Whitaker's war is bigger than Reggie Jackson's war.
I'm a little offended by that.
With pitchers, you end up with 32.
Yeah.
So,
but that's the knock on war I hear all the time. I don't know what anybody else thinks.
Yeah, excluding pitchers, it's the upper teams. So,
a Hall of Fame player. Well, I can't say that. We all know who should be in the Hall of Fame, and the other guy says I'm wrong. So,
all right. Oh, we're at time. So thanks a lot, guys. It was great to have you. Once again, anybody who wants to be on here, just send an email to 4 Collectors. And everybody, hope you enjoy the rest of Hobby Palooza. So
thanks, guys.
Thanks, John.
Thank you,
Appreciate
John.
it.
Thanks for joining me, guys.
Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, chat.
Love the hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards.
But hey, we want to keep the lights on here at 4 Collectors Studios, so hit the like button for us, guys.
So thanks everybody for coming, and we'll see you next time on 4 Collectors.
All right, guys, have a great rest of your night. Subscribe to the 4 Collectors channel if you haven't done so yet, and we'll see you soon.
All right, guys. Clemente Collector has said we hit a grand slam, so that makes me feel good.